This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, yeah, we're here to let you know that was just about as ugly as you imagined. That did happen. That shouldn't happen. But the Red Sox, with a third straight loss, back to 500 for a 15th time this season. They dropped the opener in Anaheim against the Angels. With that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and storyteller. I've called games in the Tokyo Dome in Japan, Dodger Stadium, Target Field, Minute Maid Park, Kauffman Stadium, Jacobs Field, Globe Life in Arlington, and LaLasha Park in Lowell, Massachusetts. We are providing reaction to every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Our Locked On Red Sox postcast is also available on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available wherever you get your podcasts. What a great start. 5 straight base hits, 3 runs in the top of the first inning. And that was it. Walker Buehler, brutal. Base running blunders, brutal. Let's go already. This isn't going to change. Went from enjoying watching this team for a couple of weeks to, yeah, it's back to bad Red Sox baseball. Audience participation is encouraged from our everydayers and our first-timers. Hit that comment button and share your thoughts on the Red Sox loss in the series opener against the Angels. If you're on board with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel, you can continue the baseball conversation, the Red Sox conversation. Hit me up. Follow on the X at Lennox on Baseball with questions, comments, or concerns. And right now, again, we're back to having several concerns with this ball club, the way it is currently constructed. And at some point in time, again, I always put the onus on the players. You need to know how to run the bases. And it just wasn't once or twice or 3 times in this one. It was 4 times. Locked On Red Sox postcast presented by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Visit FanDuel.com.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Walker Buehler has been bad. Brutal, whatever you want to say. Stake to a 3-0 lead as the Red Sox, again, put 5 straight hits together in the first inning. There was a base running mistake in there. Abreu knocks in a pair. Ball gets away from the catcher. Ball gets away from the pitcher backing up home plate. Where's Abreu? All of a sudden, he's making his trip to second base. Throw down, he's out. And it might have cost the Red Sox another run as Rafaela came through with an RBI single. 5 straight singles, first Nesson reference. Will Middlebrook says, hey, this is how this team has to go. And I've sort of been begging for it. I've certainly alluded to it. This team can string hits together. 5 straight singles results in 3 runs. That's great. Bottom of the first inning. Zach Neto wasting no time against Walker Buehler. First pitch, boom, home run, his 12th on the season. And it's a 3-1 ball game. Okay. Buehler comes back, gets the next hitter. Then Trout walks. Then Ward walks, and he walked all night long. d'Arnaud pops up on 1 pitch. 2 down. Joe Adell, an RBI single. That makes it 3-2. Lamont Wade Jr., recently released by the Giants, hit by a pitch. Luis Rengifo, who I like, walking an RBI. Christian Moore, rookie, walking an RBI. 4-3. Neto, hit by a pitch and an RBI. Shanuel makes 2 outs in the inning. And Dave O'Brien said it in that bottom of the first inning as Walker Buehler just absolutely had no idea where the ball was going. 0 confidence. Was it mechanics? Was it the right arm? Is there stiffness in the right elbow? I think it was between the ears. 39 pitches, and Dave O'Brien, you winced. Still nobody throwing in the bullpen. And it was that way again in the 4th inning. As they loaded up the bases, and he was lucky to get out of the inning. Got d'Arnaud on a strikeout, got Adell on a pop-up to the second baseman, inning over. So I mentioned, you're lucky you got 4 out of him. And you're lucky you only gave up the 5 runs in the first inning. Speaking of runs in the first inning, 4 games against the Angels this year. Red Sox are 1-3, number of the night. The Angels have scored 15 runs in the first inning in 3 games this year against the Red Sox. They've scored 15 runs in the first inning in 3 games this season against the Red Sox. Unacceptable. Want to talk about base running blunders? We can do that. By the way, Trevor Story home run in the 6th inning, tied the game at 5-5. his 11th home run of the season. You know how bad it was for the Red Sox on Monday night in the series opener in Anaheim? Trevor Story hits a home run, first time this season. Now 10-1 when Story homers. Your first loss this season when Trevor Story hits a home run. Didn't reach Francisco Lindor territory. If you want to understand what I'm talking about there, you can Google it, or I could just tell you. The Mets have won 28 straight games when Francisco Lindor hits a home run. I have that because we also host MLB Game Night Thursday through Saturday, and then alternating Sundays if you ever want to join us there, recapping every game around Major League Baseball. You don't have to call this a base running mistake, but when you're David Hamilton and you have terrific speed, and we're always told he has terrific speed, he's one of the fastest guys on the team, he's not a good base runner. Caught stealing in the second inning. And then let's get to the Red Sox here in the fifth inning. Duran hits a rope off the first baseman Shanuel's glove down the right field line, double. Will Middlebrooks sarcastically says, stay on the bag. Safe at second. Toro hits one to the left side. Neto, the shortstop, comes in on it. Duran, first move towards third base. Then hesitated, then got caught up. He's eventually tagged out. So a third base runner out on the bases in this game. Abreu out at second on the throw home. Hey, have you ever noticed when the ball gets away from the catcher, when the Red Sox throw to the plate and the runner takes off for second, they're always safe. Abreu out at second in the first inning. Might have cost him a run. Hamilton caught stealing. We're not done with the Duran play in the fifth inning because Toro, who hit the ball, looked like runner caught between second and third. Toro reaches on a fielder's choice. No, Duran doesn't stay in the rundown long enough. Heads up play by the middle infielders, and the tag is applied at second base. Toro's called out. Now, I think it was Rengifo. Obstruction? It looked like it. Are they calling it? Apparently not. Alex Cora, second straight game, gets a thumb toss from the game. This time by Alan Porter. And then let's go here, and then we're done, and then we're going to hear from you. Trevor Story hits the home run in the sixth inning to tie the game at 5-5. Abreu, the next hitter. Abreu, Marcelo Mayer. Strikeout. Seventh inning. Wong, a base hit. Connor Wong had a good night until he didn't. Picked up his first RBI of the season, comes in game number 80. But had a throwing error in that eighth inning where the Angels scored 4 runs. And again, another error. Hey, you lead the majors in errors. Why not add one more for good measure? But in that seventh inning, Wong a base hit. Hamilton a bunt single. Duran sacrifice bunt 5-3. Gonzalez pinch hitting for Toro, intentional walk. Roman Anthony, bases loaded, 1 out, strikes out. Trevor Story hit a home run in his previous at-bat. Bases full, 2 outs, he strikes out, 3 runners on base. Eighth inning. You want more strikeouts? Abreu strikes out to lead off the inning. Mayer strikes out to end the inning. 5 straight strikeouts for Red Sox hitters in those 2 innings. And Mayer 0 for 4, a couple of strikeouts, now 2 for his last 29, that over the last 10 games. Ninth inning, Kenley Jansen throws 4 pitches, he's out. Heckner Neris, Dave O'Brien said it, he was throwing, so he wasn't coming in ice cold. He revved it up a little bit. Wong, ground out. Hamilton, strikeout. Durant, strikeout. Ball game over. I mean, Story hits the home run in the sixth inning, 5-5 game. You leave the bases loaded. And a ton of strikeouts against Los Angeles Angel relief pitchers. We don't even have to go over the bottom of the eighth inning. 4 runs across, 9-5 the final. You add all that up, and if you stayed with us there, congratulations. Add all that up, and what does it equal? Ugly. And we're back to that. On Sunday, I said, hey, maybe this was just a bump in the road. Don't do it again. Well, they did it again. Oh, by the way, a number of the night, 11. 11 walks. 7 from Buehler, your starting pitcher, who just, you could say, well, he kept you in the ball game. Yeah, you're down 5-3 after the first inning, after your team put up 3 in the top of the first. It's going to be the 12th time this season. I was going to say this, but I'm just going to give it right now. Your ace, Garrett Crochet, goes on Tuesday. You look to avoid a 4 straight loss. You look to even up the series at a game apiece. It's game number 81. So after Tuesday, midpoint of the regular season, 81 in the books, 81 to go. But Garrett Crochet is going to take the mound for a 12th time this season after a loss. You can't do anything right now except chuckle. And you know what I'm also going to do? I'm going to do a couple live reads here, then we're going to get into your comments. Andrew the GOAT, I'm anticipating hearing a lot from you as we get into the comments. You want to call it ugly? Go right ahead, because you know what? It is, and we're back to it. There's no sugarcoating it. Alex Cora gets tossed, and it's almost like, you know what? I don't want to watch this anymore. But yeah, Toro should have been safe at second base, obstruction not called. It happens. And guess what? It almost happens. As bad as the umpiring is, that's as bad as the Red Sox base running has been throughout the course of the season. And that's as bad as Walker Buehler has been so far this season. We hear from you next. And our Locked On Red Sox postcast is presented by Wonderful Pistachios. Looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Well, crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios, in case you didn't know it, we're here to tell you, one of the highest protein nuts out there. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they are packed with fiber and those better for you unsaturated fats to help you keep feeling fuller longer. You may love the no-shell variety, perfect grab-and-go snack for busy days, whether you're snacking at your desk or on a road trip, or you just need that quick protein boost. They are a go-to. If you love cracking open every shell, well, Wonderful Pistachios has you covered there. If you're craving that and looking for that satisfying crunch, the in-shell option, classic favorite. The fact that Wonderful Pistachios is a complete protein providing all 9 essential amino acids. The little green wonders certainly pack a protein punch. No shell, Wonderful Pistachios for that grab-and-go ease, the satisfying crack of opening each shell. It is just like snack meditation. Whether you're running between meetings, dropping off the kids, Wonderful Pistachios, a snack that is working as hard as you do on any given day. Get snacking, get cracking with a snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. Locked On Red Sox postcast, also presented by FanDuel. Summer sports you know in full swing. Whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or the high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little bit more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. You can use FanDuel to track your favorite matchups, and the app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions and fun ways to bet. It's easy to use, fast to pay out, and also it makes even regular season games feel like must-watch events. Whether you're placing a same-game parlay or watching a bet ride into the 9th inning, FanDuel makes it feel like you're, well, part of the action. New to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started. Again, FanDuel app or visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get yourself underway with FanDuel. FanDuel.com. Garrett Crochet, your stopper, your ace. He's going to take the mound for a 12th time this season on Tuesday in Game 2 of the series, where the Red Sox had lost the previous game. 1 error in this one, adding to the Major League worst total in terms of errors on the year. Dave O'Brien said it multiple times. Said it in the first inning, said it again in the fourth. Still no activity in the bullpen. That's paraphrasing, but that's basically what OB was saying there as Walker Buehler was wearing it in the first inning. And, you know, there are plenty of people on social media, on unsocial media. I'm not an apologist for Alex Cora, but Alex Cora has forgotten more baseball than you and I will ever know, maybe combined. I did question why Buehler was pitching in that first inning after throwing. I mean, he was above 30 pitches. He hits Neto, second batter that he hit with the bases loaded. Neto was upset. Neto got upset at Astros pitcher Hunter Brown when he drilled him the other day. May have hit him in the same hand. I don't know. But I felt like Alex Cora in that first inning understood we're in this situation tonight. He's gotten himself in this situation. We're trying to work him through this, and we're going to have to hang with him for a while. If he goes out there again in the second inning and puts up another bad inning, we've still got to let him wear it. Maybe he knows more about the bullpen than we do right now. He certainly does. But I just felt, Crochet comes in, and Guerrero pitched well. Crochet comes in, gives you the first inning. 8th inning, things just implode. But I just felt like, there's a reason why Buehler's out there still in that first inning, because really there probably should have been somebody up. I'm really surprised that there wasn't anybody up. To your comments we go. Who is our leadoff hitter on this Monday night? It is Andrew the GOAT, and here we go. He's going to start with pathetically. Pathetically, baseball by the Red Sox. I cannot believe this. Andrew the GOAT, I feel like you can believe it more than any of the rest of us right now, because you've been saying this is a bad team. So I think you can believe it right now, because it did happen. And I keep quoting Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights. That just happened. We're not used to it. We don't want to grow used to it. Have no idea what Buehler's going to say after the game, and I really don't care. After the 2 errors on Sunday, you can't give a big league club more than 27 outs. Well, you can't walk big league hitters 11 times and expect a winning result. Terrible loss by the Red Sox. That also from Andrew the GOAT. Ethan checking in. Almost had me, Red Sox. I almost had hope for the season. You know what? If they go home and after this series is over, and if in case you didn't know it, this is the longest road trip of the season, 9 games in 10 days. You're home an awful lot before the All-Star break. I think there are just 2 more road series before the All-Star break in a few weeks. And by the way, we're going to be into July here. We're at the midpoint of the season after Game 81 on Tuesday with Garrett Crochet on the mound. Ethan, and I'm glad you're saying this, I would be much less upset if Craig Breslow just said, this trade is a white flag on the season. I have a hard time believing that, because I really feel like whether it's Alex Cora, and I don't agree with everything Craig Breslow has done, and certainly the handling of Rafael Devers was not in the best way for Craig Breslow, the front office, or really the entire organization. But I feel like right now there are there are so many Red Sox fans out there, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Apparently it was on MLB Network. The Red Sox are going to be buyers at the trade deadline. Okay. Do you really think you're going to hear right now we're putting up the white flag? Everyone wants to build for the future. Where's the hope should be with this season? I said it after the All-Star break last year throughout. I'm not as steadfast as I was last year. Red Sox missed out an opportunity to make the playoffs, and I don't care if it was a first-round series and done in the first round. You would have gotten playoff atmosphere baseball, playoff pitching, playoff at-bats for a young, talented team. But this year, it's there. You just have to go get it. So, all of a sudden you want to if you want to throw in the towel yourself, and Ethan, I'm not pointing you out. But there are just so many people out there, trade off Aroldis Chapman, trade off Jarren Duran. And then you're going to be up in arms a week later as Marcelo Mayer continues to get off to a very slow start to his big league career. Yeah, he's got a handful of home runs. But those offers are starting to add up an awful lot here as well. Let's get a little rapid fire here. Let's go. Ethan, anyways, great start from Walker Buehler. Yeah, it really was. There's the sarcasm. Andrew the GOAT back. Is this Red Sox team dumb or what? You know what? In that sense, bad base running and, again, just different things that they do on the bases. Abreu, look, if you stopped at first base and there was no camera on Abreu, was he high-fiving the first base coach, did not see where the ball was? You can't run in that situation. You didn't run right through the ball to the plate. Off the catcher's glove, pitcher behind home plate, bobbled, and you take off for a second and they throw you out. Dumb base running. Duran was a little bit in between. He was a big lead, secondary lead off second, ball hit almost right at him. But his first move was towards third, then he hesitated, didn't have time to go back. The ball's hit to your right on the left side of the infield. Your instinct, your lack of instincts, you go back to the bag at second base. He didn't do that. And then Toro's out at second base. I don't like using Andrew the GOAT. I don't like using the word dumb. Undisciplined, not knowledgeable, different things like that. I can go there. 11 walks, unacceptable. That from Aiden, 100%. Agree to agree. George, awful pitching. Duran, stupid base running. Can't hit with runners in scoring position. I didn't even look at that number. 3 for 7, 5 runners on base. But a ton of strikeouts, especially after the Story home run. You strike out 10 times. And a lot of those were from the 6th inning on. Who do we got? Jules. We have stupid players and an idiot manager. CBO. Alex Cora is not a stupid manager. He's not. And I'm not going to change my tune on that. Really, ever. Again, baseball manager with their notebooks and their information. Cora knows the game in and out, inside and out. He really does. I think he's handcuffed on occasion. He's not in any way a stupid manager. And I don't like calling the players stupid or dumb, but the instincts of the present-day Major League Baseball player aren't what they were 5 years ago, a decade ago, and in the past. They're just not there, and you have to live with it. This is the product that baseball has right now. Hit home runs, strike out a lot, get the guys off the bases with the home runs. Don't let them linger and run into outs. John, please send the phenoms down their automatic outs. John, I ask you this. Before Mayer was brought up, before Anthony was brought up, were you clamoring for them to be brought up? Because this was really, you don't want it, you don't hope for it, but they're struggling at the start of their big league careers. And Will Middlebrook said it. When Anthony struck out against Detmers with the bases loaded and 1 down, he said that was really one of the first at-bats where he saw him as a rookie hitter. Eyes were wide open, first time in the big leagues with the bases loaded. Big opportunity. Took himself out of the at-bat from pitch 1. Aiden, call up Kyle Harrison to take Walker Buehler's spot in the rotation. I don't know. WTF. I know what is that. What is wrong with him? I'm not sure that Walker Buehler knows right now what's wrong with him. Struggling team overall. That from Majestic 13. Back to Ethan. Just because Whitlock can go 2 innings doesn't mean he should. You know, though, in those situations where he's, Whitlock is out there, and Guerrero, too. I mean, Guerrero gives up a walk in his first inning in the 5th and gets a caught stealing and a strikeout, faces 3 hitters. Garrett Whitlock, 1-2-3, 7th inning. You throw 1-2-3 inning, I'm all for sending him back out there. So I would have egg on my face. But it starts with Lamont Wade Jr. on a base hit, stolen base, E2, makes it to 3rd. In that 8th inning. Lamont Wade Jr. should not be beating you in any way, shape, or form. Adamant about that. Here we go. Andrew the GOAT. This team really sucks. They find new ways to lose games. Yes, they do that. They're creative. They're not a good baseball team. All right. That's your opinion, Andrew. They had a good run. That run should not have ended where it did. Because right now, all that goodwill is gone. Jules, if he is blocking second, slide feed first, he will move it or he will lose it. I don't disagree with that, Jules, but it's along the lines of how we talk about present-day baseball players. When was the last time you saw a runner take out an infielder up the middle? It's been a long time. They don't do it anymore. I mean, they'll concede. Coming to the plate, there's no more running the catcher over. Look how Toro on Sunday tried to elude the tag, was ruled out of the baseline, and he's out at the plate. They're not going for contact. They're not allowed to. That's the way the game is present day, and that's what it is. Jules, same crap since 22. Nothing has changed, and I can understand that frustration. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I talk about it with 2 teenage sons. Can you get through a day without stepping on your own feet? Can you get through a game? Can you play a clean game? Can you play a 3-week stretch? All that I added up in the beginning, equaling brutal and equaling a loss and a 3rd straight loss and 500 now for the 15th time this year, all of that all the different things that you cringe at from Monday night, that should be spread out over like a 3 or 4 week period, over a month-long period. That's all in one Major League Baseball game. 11 walks, giving up 5 runs in the first inning after your team scored 3 in the top of the first inning, having no idea where the ball is going. None. Harrison, Houck, sarcastically, put Houck in there for Buehler. See what he can come back with. We bunt to put runners in scoring position. We hit 0-0-0 with runners in scoring position. That from Jules. Yeah, Aiden, Hamilton down, call up Sogard. I want to love Hamilton. I really do. I think he could be a great utility guy, but he's got bad base running instincts. He's been caught a handful of times there on the bases this season, and they don't run early in counts. It seems like they wait and finally run. And I have to pay more attention to it a little bit, but I almost feel like, go instantly. First or second pitch, be on the move. George, agree, Aiden. If we can steal a bleeping base, can't hit, can't field. Why is he still here? Yeah, that's where I've gotten on him. Yeah, Hamilton, you don't owe him anything. Sogard, bring some of them up. Let me see here. Jules, Steve, Alex is clueless. He got Kike here to be an everyday player. Okay, we're going in the past a little bit there. Danny, Nesson, stop crying about a missed call. Sox have to play better. We gave up 9 runs, play better. Danny, yeah. But, it's part of the broadcast. Toro being out, Cora being ejected on that play, they missed it. And, again, replay, to me at this point in time. Elsa's dad checking in. It's been a while. Too much bleeping, nibbling on the corners of the box. Yeah. Everything Buehler was missing in on that first inning, and then Will Middlebrook sort of said it as well along the lines of, hey, you're not getting any calls here because you're not around the plate. Fastballs missing up in the zone. I mean, he was in, and he was nibbling, and he was just missing on the inner half early on in the first inning against the left-handed batters, was just not getting calls. Elsa's dad again, I believe here. Oh, we got that one. Throw the ball over the plate. Simple game. Yeah, let the hitter more often than not will get themselves out. Buehler, this from Michael. Buehler's cost, 1-5 in his last 6. Cost the team too many games. Boys were playing tonight. They were, but with a start like that, man, the only way I'll give credit there for Buehler is that, he left the bases loaded in the 4th inning, got 4. Will Middlebrooks actually said, hey, if you can get 5 out of him, no, 4 was enough. He was done. And Will Middlebrooks might have alluded to it, saying in the 4th, he was lucky he left the bases loaded. Cora is not a stupid manager. He is just frustrated, as we all are. And I wonder, Michael, that's from Michael. This is the last point I want to make. I don't know if this is the case or not. Again, I'm not there. Not there every day. I don't know if there's headbutting between Breslow and Cora. Maybe Cora is saying we got to get Buehler out of the rotation, and he let him wear that in the first inning. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but it did enter my mind that could be a possibility. Hey, what's next? Garrett Crochet taking the mound for the 12th time this season after a Red Sox loss. Crochet's on the mound in Game 2, and then you've got Richard Fitz in Game 3. I would imagine Mayer and Anthony are going to be spectators to start the game. Lefty, Anderson, it's supposed to be Tyler Anderson on Tuesday. I don't know if they switched that or not. And then Kikuchi on Wednesday. So you're going to see 2 lefties. And these are 2 guys you can go hammer again. So you want to be in the lineup. But Romy Gonzalez is going to be there. Rob Refsnyder is going to be in there as well. Garrett Crochet is going to be on the mound. You didn't blow up your bullpen. You did use 3 relievers. And Guerrero, starting to have a little bit more trust in him. Starting to like him. I liked him last year in his brief time. So we're going to be on within minutes of the final out. Game number 81 of the Major League Baseball season after Tuesday. The Red Sox will have 81 games left in the regular season. And I know Andrew the Goat's going to be with us. I know Red Sox Diehard is going to be with us. I know Jules is going to be with us. I know Andrew the Goat is going to be with us. I know we're going to still be here. Why do we do this? Because they're the Sox. And we somehow, some way, have faith. Locked On Red Sox Postcast, #1 place to hang out immediately after every game. We tip our cap to you. Thanks for being on board with us on this Monday. Locked On Sports, your team, your Red Sox, win or lose with a 3rd straight loss every day.